Table, or Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. In a heartbeat, things can change. Today I share with you a story that will illustrate my purpose. It's the story of a young couple, Ken and Barbie. Yeah, I picked the names because it was easy for me to remember. Ken was tall, handsome, dark hair, blue eyes, just graduated from college, has a great job as a software engineer, up and coming. He just went out and bought a brand new red sports car, convertible. Barbie just graduated from college. She's looking forward to a great life with Ken. She's deeply in love with him. As a matter of fact, today they get married. Barbie is tall, vivacious, blonde, blue-eyed. She looks beautiful in that long, white, flowing wedding gown. The ceremony was picture perfect. The reception was fabulous. A great party, lots of food, lots of good times. They go off, they get changed, they come back, they're pelted with rice as they run out to their car to head out on their honeymoon. They get in the car and they're wiping off all the rice and out of the hair and spitting it out of their mouths, and off they go. The wedding party, I have to add, did a great job with the car. They got all this white shoe polish. Just married. Don't do it. Ball and chain. Limburger cheese on the manifold of the car. That'll take a couple weeks to get off. Plus all the tin cans and the rocks and everything. So it was great. Off they go. They're headed to Miami. They have booked a cruise for a week in the honeymoon suite on this ship. They're going to be in the Caribbean, champagne, caviar, just great. Driving down I-95. It's nighttime, beautiful moon lighting up the roadway. Average night, not a whole bunch of traffic. And in a heartbeat, it was like a nightmare in slow motion. The car comes across the median, catapults through the sky like somebody throwing the perfect spiral of a football. And all you can do is look at it. You know that sound that you hear when you're on the street or in your car and you hear the squealing of tires and you're waiting for that impact? That was the next sound that you heard. Now the news at 11 o'clock said there was a terrible traffic accident on I-95 today. Traffic was backed up in both directions for 3 miles, a near fatal collision. Now why do I share this with you? The whole purpose of my presentation today in this story is to tell your loved ones that you love them. I can't tell you how many people say, well, they know I love them. I don't have to tell them. No, you do. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Tell your wife, I love you. Your husband, I love you. Your sister, your brother, your son, your daughter, your mother, your father. Tell them, I love you. A friend of mine told me a story about how he hadn't been talking to his father in probably 10, 15 years. One day he decided to call his father because it had been so long he wasn't sure why they were angry at each other anymore, why they hadn't talked to each other. At the end of the telephone conversation, he said, Dad, I love you. On the other side of the telephone, his father burst out in tears and said, I love you too, son. Talk about a great reconciliation. 3 simple words, I love you. My daughter's another story. My youngest, I started the habit of telling my family members I love them about 10 years ago. She was in college, and I talked to her on the telephone, said, hi, sweetie, how you doing? I love you. She said, yeah, I know. That was just her. That's her personality. And when you first start this, I guarantee you, some of your loved ones are going to think you're nuts. What happened to you? You've been drinking something? What's going on here? But do it anyway, because eventually they learn. And my daughter learns. Now, today, she tells me when I call her, I love you, Dad. In a heartbeat. Now, would you like to hear the rest of the story? The next day, Ken is treated and released. He basically walked away from the crash. Barbie, on the other hand, had severe head trauma, had massive brain damage. Eventually, she was in an institution. She breathes on her own, but she has to be fed. She has really no quality of life. She's really not there. The in-laws, Barbie's parents, are quite the loving people. They told their son-in-law, Ken, we love you, but you need to go on with your life. The woman that you married isn't really here anymore. She's gone. So talk about a loving relationship there. The first time I heard this story, it was 15 years ago, and it was in this club. The young man that told the story did a fabulous job of presenting the story. Afterwards, I went up to him and I said, you know, that was a tremendous story. You did a great job. You really evoked emotion from all of us. You told a story with great, vivid word pictures and planted the story in my mind. I said, well, thank you. I was the groom. Talk about in a heartbeat. I was stunned. Personal experience, not mine, but somebody that I know. So tell those that you love, I love you. Now there's a little bit of audience participation now. I want you to take your right hand, put it up in the air. I want you to take the two fingers, put it right here and feel your pulse. Everybody got your pulse? Ladies and gentlemen of Toastmasters, I love you guys. I've been in this group for years. It's done a great deal for me. Hopefully I've contributed over time. But I love you guys, and I want to tell you that. Tell your family, tell your friends you love them. Move your hand. In a heartbeat.